mount. So this is called the mount. All right, I got past his legs and basically sitting on his chest. Obviously, if this is a real fight, punch, it's very bad for him. So in jiu-jitsu, there's no striking, so the first obstacle here is always to find a way to separate his hands. Somebody that is intelligent about their defense here is going to try to keep their arms very tight, because all of the attacks come from separating the elbow from his body. So obviously, if this is like, 1990 and he's pushing me and bumping and going crazy like this, there's tons of exposure to do an armbar very easily. But it's much more difficult when he's strong and he's staying tight like this. So your first method of how to break this down is you're going to grab his wrist and you're going to try and manipulate a situation where you can get an under grip on half of his hand and his wrist like this. If you can get to this, it's very hard for him to be strong enough to stop me if I push at an angle over like his rotator cuff. So from here, he can be strong here, but when I start pushing this way, you're gonna be able to move him. As opposed to pushing like this, where he can hold really tight and like I maybe can't move his arm. So you're here. Now, if he has his hands this way and I want this arm, obviously you can't do that. You're gonna have to push this one or try to find a way to manipulate him where the one you want is on top. Under grip, lean, push. Once you land here, if you can keep this position, you're going to switch your grip to an over grip now. All right, so from here, your other hand that's still on him is going to go under, and you're going to connect your grip. So this is called an Americana. Okay, this is a shoulder lock. Now, a lot of people have good mobility here when it's up nice and high. So if you start trying to crank here, people won't tap, like he's okay. But that same amount of pressure, if I pull down lower toward like his hip, will create a lot more discomfort. He'll have to tap immediately. So when you get this lock, I think of it like this. I think of like his wrist as the tip of a paintbrush. And I just kind of paint all the way down until it gets to my knee. He'll tap well before that happens. Right? If he straightens his arm, you're gonna lose it. So you have to have I call it like monkey grips or motorcycle grips, like vroom vroom. Like that. Now he can't straighten. If you're here, straighten your arm. Like you can't hold it too well. It's kind of difficult now. Straighten your arm now. It's much harder with just my wrist bent a little bit. Okay. So from here, I pick the side I want. I get the under grip. Both hands here, I push up until I get to here. My elbow should be next to his head like this. Over grip. Go underneath and grip and bend your wrist. Don't try to finish it up here where he can take it. Instead, hold down as you lift the elbow until he taps. Now, when you're doing this, understand that the main weapon they have here is to bridge. So if your weight is over here, you can kick your other leg out and sprawl so that you're heavy on them and there's no rolling. Right? As you're going for this, like you can't move. So we're here. I pick a side. I push. Over grip, all my weight's on him, I slowly pull till he taps. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3.